Hey y'all, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. This particular video is a week late, but it is here. It is Love and Marriage Huntsville on Saturday Night Show by Carlos King. Um, yeah, like I said, it's Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 8, episode 12, Martelling Tales. Please don't hesitate to hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video and the content. Explore my channel, check out the other videos, subscribe to the channel. This is still very much growing channel. You know, y'all subscribers been y'all been quiet. So, I need you to hit that button for your girl. Also, share the video where you like to share your content. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Yes, this video is a week late, but we are behind because we got 3 weeks to kill. So, once I knew like I told y'all, once I knew we had 3 weeks before the next episode of Love, Marriage, Huntsville, as well as Family Empire, I wasn't about to rush to do any videos. I was like, what we gonna do? Y'all, like, what we gonna do for the next 3 weeks? What y'all want to do? Like I said, Bel Air is gonna come back when these other shows come back. So we got time to kill. Now, let me know in the comments. I mean, y'all don't have to. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do this. I'm 99% sure I'm going to talk about Deb's house. But you can let me know in the comments if you watched it, if you're interested. I think I am going to talk about Deb's house. I started getting into it. I had wanted to watch it when I heard about it, but I didn't know where it came on, and I kind of forgot about it. So then I found one episode on because I use Philo, and I seen only one episode when I went to the WeTV on Philo. So I was like, okay, I don't know where to watch this show. Then I saw it on Peacock, and I was like, oh, there's Deb's house. So I started binge watching it. I think I got like one more episode to go, and I'll be like caught up. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Deb's house. That show crazy. It's good though, but we gotta talk about Deb's house. But yeah, let's get into Love, Marriage, Huntsville for now. Also, I'm all caught up on College Hill Celebrity Edition. So if you watch that, you can check that out. I mean, let me know in the comments if y'all want to talk about something particular. Let me know if y'all want to talk about like a movie or something. We could do a movie. It could even be an old movie. If y'all just want to do like story times, let me know. You want to talk about the Olympics opening ceremony? I watched that today. I tried to watch it last night, but it came on too late. They made us wait. Okay, Peacock's like, you gonna wait till midnight. But them announcers be shady, but we could talk about that. Anyway, let's talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you watch the end, we could talk about the trailer and some, little social media stuff with the show. Anyway, this episode was cool. I mean, it was giving, but it wasn't giving. You know how Love and Marriage Huntsville do. But it was good. So basically, the episode starts out with Stormi and Courtney. They're down to the warehouse. As we know, they're in the process of moving. So, they're moving from their warehouse to a big new warehouse that will also have the manufacturing plant, which is really cool. I wonder where they were doing their manufacturing prior to that, or were they using like an outside company to do that? I'd be curious to know. And they were talking about going back down to LA to do something else for TikTok. So shout out to them. Stormi and Courtney, they're doing big things with their business. That's really cool to see. And they're just talking about, how they came so far. They started out making the products in the kitchen and where they are now. So shout out to them. They're getting that TikTok money. They want to go back to LA. They said they want to buy a house out there. Y'all gonna pay a pretty penny, but it's definitely worth it to get a house out there. I think they definitely should get a house in LA. They definitely should get a house in LA. And I ain't been to LA in a minute either, y'all. I need to get back down there. Anyway, so yeah, that was cute to see. But they say I fill their order, so why they doing all that? Then we see, I believe, Destiny and Martell. I might go out of order, but anyway, Destiny and Martell. So Destiny goes to visit Martell. Now I couldn't tell if it was evening or morning. I thought it was still like kind of wintertime, spring or something. I don't know, but because Martell talking about he making a cup of coffee like he had on his robe. So I'm like, did he just get out of bed? But then Destiny was there and she saw that Inez wine bottle. She wanted a glass of wine. I mean, I ain't shade nobody. I'll take a mimosa in the morning. Drink however early you want to drink. So I don't know what time of day it's supposed to be, but anywho. So he was talking about, oh yeah, that wine gonna get you pregnant or something like that. She's like, no, you don't even want to have babies. Where is the Inez wine? If y'all tried the wine, let me know in the comments. I wouldn't mind trying it. So they sit down and talk, and he asked about law and laws with her dad, and she's like, oh, look at the school picture. He's like, oh, you looking more and more like me every day, huh? And she's like, okay, hold on, don't do that. Like, don't be starting and don't be trying to say nothing. And Destiny said her dad is, doing a lot better. He had a health scare, but he's doing a lot better. He wants to go fishing. Destiny says she know how to fish. Martell trying to say she don't. She said she got her outfits together, and he talking about she doing Instagram stuff. Okay, for us girls, we gotta have our outfits, okay, for every occasion. That's just how it is. But Martell, going back to Martell, trying to play like, the baby looking like him, like Destiny baby looking like him. It go with the theme of the episode because see, Martell. Oops, I'm gonna hit in the screen. Martell. The title of this episode is perfect. Martelling Tales, because he liked to play in y'all's face all day. He liked to play in our faces. He liked to play in all of our faces all day. And see, he want to insinuate. And I was watching was it the interview with Maurice's interview on Carlos King's channel with Dustin? I happened to watch that randomly today. And Dustin was saying how Martell liked to drop little crumbs and stuff, and that's exactly what he doing. Okay, he liked to insinuate stuff and then let people run with it, like, oh, because and then already, Mel feels like she don't know what Destiny and Martell could have done. So then I feel like he feeding into that, and then people gonna be thinking stuff like, we don't need all that, Martell. And the same thing with Trish, like he's just throwing stuff out there to see what stick. No, shout out to Marsau. Anyway, I was over it. So Martell's like, okay, don't be mad, but Sunni and Moses came to the property, and Chris showed them the house, and I built the house. I'm trying to sell them the house, and it's just business, it's business. And so she was like, okay, you supposed to be my friend, like what you doing? And so he was like, yeah, I know, but we trying to sell this house, and it's the four of us. And he was like, well, he must have really loved you, because he started talking about how he named his business Justice Law, whatever his trucking business is. And so she was like, he just said that right there. And then Martell was, telling what happened, and they replayed the scene. And Sunny's like, oh yeah, we can come up with another LLC. We not tripping. So Martell thinks that Moses is still in love with Destiny, and that he wants both of them, and which one gonna be a side chick, and he making all these jokes. Because Martell's obsessed with a side chick. He believes everybody deserves to have a side chick. He loves the concept of a side chick. So, that's right up Martell's alley. So Destiny's like, don't you think it's weird that, they would be doing that? She's like, did he have his ring on? Martell's like, I wouldn't look at his ring. And so she was like, why, of all the places, why do they want to move to the oasis of Alabama? And so Destiny's like, I don't know if they're, moving there to try to hurt me more, or like, what is the purpose of all this? She's not feeling it. And I don't blame her. She's like, I dated someone long distance, so I wouldn't have to see them again. Like, they can remain where they at. Yeah, that's weird. Like, if I was dating somebody long distance and then we broke up and then they moved to where I live, that's like, okay. But Huntsville is small, so they're gonna see each other. Like, it depends on the city too. So Destiny is not feeling that. Martell hopes that they do buy the house. She's like, yeah, I guess, I bet you do. She's like, you better give me a cut of that money. So he's like, dang, girl. And so Destiny's like, you over there, you got a propensity to hang out with losers. You let him pull on your heartstring. And she's like, that's your buddy now. You all buddy. So she was making fun of Martell for all that. And, Destiny's just not feeling that Sunni Moses situation, which I totally understand is messed up. But we do have to move forward. Okay, eventually have to move forward. But we will. Don't worry, Destiny. We're gonna wear Sunny out every time we see her on that screen. However, I'm tired of the Destiny Moses Sunny storyline. Destiny, do not squander billable hours on this show. What I mean is, don't waste your time. Now you didn't got, they done brought you back for another season. Do not waste your time. And I feel like Destiny is wasting time. She is wasting time. Now we might get a little bit more from her. It looks like from that trailer, her and Melody gonna have a talk about, she and fool Martell. Okay, I never ever thought in for a second that Destiny and Martell ever did anything. They give, brother and sister. That's what they give. They don't give any kind of sexual attention or energy. And I honestly can't see Martell and Trish fooling together. I can't see it. I'm sorry, I can't see it. We're gonna get to that. But Destiny, what's going on with your ex-husband? What's going on with these arrests and these bills you try to put in his name? Like, what's going on with that? Is her ex-husband named LeBaric? I don't know. The chicken man. Where's the chicken man? What kind of gag order and what they call that? Not the D. What is it called? NDA. I was gonna say DNA. What kind of NDA do he got on you, girl? A gag order or something? You can't say nothing on the show about what's going on. Cause girl, we never knew what happened with that situation. All we know is that he possibly cheated on you. That's all I know. But Destiny, don't waste your time, girl. You better get these candles. You better have a candle lunch. You better be doing something. Girl, you better be doing something. Anyway, I don't want to hear no more about Sunni and Moses and moving to Huntsville. That's what the scheme Carlos set up. Come on now. Anyway, moving forward. We do see also, was it Trish and Destiny and Stormi. Actually, before we get there, let's get this other scene out the way. Marsau and Latisha. So Marsau and Latisha meet up at Blaque because Blaque had just got shut down the day before because all these community leaders and organizers did all these petitions and all these things to get it shut down. Marsau's saying there's people outside of the community, church leaders and all that. He said something about the abolitionists. And I was like, is the county they're in, is it Madison County? Is it a dry, or the state? I don't think Alabama is a dry state. Like, let me know, people that live, in the area. Is y'all the kind of state where you can't buy alcohol at 2:00? Like in Texas? Like, let me know. Like, because that's crazy. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's a dry county or what's up. But anyway, he said, when they had their A&M homecoming event and all these people were there from the city trying to shut it down, and he had to go to the mayor's office to be able to just have the event for that day. And they're just putting all these things up against them. And Tisha's like, maybe we need to take our business elsewhere because we're pouring all this stuff in the community, in the city. And she's like, growing, when we were back in college, like, we didn't have anything like this in this area. And this is not like Atlanta where you got all these different spots. Like, we're, she's basically saying Blaque was the way they're bringing that kind of Atlanta vibe to Huntsville, which I agree. And I'm wishing the city I live in right here in California would get some of that kind of stuff, but it's just hard in this area. It's very hard. Anyway, so Tisha's feeling like, we're putting all this stuff into the city. We're bringing business over here. We're like, maybe we should take our business elsewhere. Marcel's like, they want us to kiss up to them and we don't need to do that. And Marcel's like, no, we're not going to take the business elsewhere. We're going to fight. Then he started doing his Martin Luther King Jr. speech. And this is where you lost me, Marcel. Talking about, all this money goes into Scott Manor. Where is Scott Manor? Because last time we saw Scott Manor, it was woods and trees and leaves. Okay. No buildings. And we ain't seen Scott Manor in probably 2 or 3 seasons. Where is it at? And then he was talking about Uptown and this place and that place and all these millions of dollars and taxes and blah, blah, blah. And, what have they done for him? They haven't helped him. And Tisha's like, they're accusing him for stuff and it's not true. And, she's like, no one taught you how to do this. And I just feel so bad for you, babe. Anyway, I guess they were saying that they had to pay like a use fee or something for the furniture or something. And Marcel's like, we all this stuff on Amazon and Wayfair. Like, and that don't even make sense. A use fee? Yeah, that's weird. Anyway, that sucks that, whoever's trying to shut down their business. Now that does suck. And I hope they, we know Blaque was reopened. So we know they got it figured out. Because they had an event there with Funky Dineva. What was that, back in May, right? So anywho, they have that to deal with. But like I said, Marcel started doing this we got to fight for the freedom, or we don't deserve to have freedom. And I'm not going to get rid of a business that got the boys' picture on it. And we're going to fight. And she said she's going to be fighting right with her man. That's what Tisha said. All right. We wish y'all the best. Anywho, going down to the gym. Now we down to the gym. Um, and Destiny, Stormi, and Trisha meet up. They all got on a black and pink. I'm sure they got on the conference call and decided that was wardrobe for this scene. Anywho, Trish is there to train Destiny called her a she devil. She got Destiny doing a thing with the biceps. Child, I can barely move my arms right now because let me tell y'all, I hadn't worked out for like darn near a week, right? It's been so tired, been outside and I had to recuperate, right? So Friday morning before I went to work, I finally got back on the routine. Mind you, I didn't went to work since Tuesday, but I just could not get back on my routine. So finally Friday, I got back on my routine. I did the weights, been sore ever since. Then today, I was like, okay, let me get back to my hour workouts like I was doing. Did my Pilates, and then I did my HIIT, and I'm even more sore. Okay, I can barely move my legs and sit down and get up. Okay, I was like, oh no. Anyway, y'all, that was a little side note tangent. So she had Destiny doing that. Don't move nothing else but the biceps. I wouldn't mind Trish training me. I wouldn't be mad at it. Anywho, she sounded like she knows what she's talking about, right? So Trish like, girl, what you been up to? Destiny said working on her candle line. Where's it at, Destiny? Taking care of her toddler, doing the Destiny thing, right? Then Stormi came up. Stormi said, I'm not here to work out. She just came down from LA. She tired. Truth is, she's tired. She's talking about the TikTok experience and everything they got going on with the warehouse and moving. And Destiny's like, you still gotta get the orders out. And Stormi's like, yeah, we get next day orders, overnight shipping. We get stuff out at least within 3 business days. So it's hard, like, logistically trying to move and then plus still get the orders. I can imagine that's a lot. And in the beginning of the episode, Stormi said she brought in 20 something people to, take care of things. So hopefully, it all works out for them with that. I'm sure it did though. Anywho, so the girls are all, catching up and all that. And so what's her name? Trisha shares how, she finally talked to her. She talked to her ex-husband, Marquez, as we saw, what was that, last week or week before last? And she talked to the kids and they were fine with the divorce. She talked to her husband. She was sharing that she had talked to her sister, because remember we saw the scene with the sister, and the sister didn't know, that she was getting divorced or that she was with Ken, like they didn't know anything. And so she, hesitated to tell her family because they're really judgmental and they have a lot of opinions. Stormi said she wouldn't care. She would just tell them, this is what I'm doing. Destiny's like, okay, you guys are still legally married, but you're separated right now. Like, what was the issue? So Trisha just said, the lack of support, a lot of things they went through, like there's no fixing or coming back from it now. Like, even if they tried, it would be just very different now. And so Trisha was saying the reason why she didn't want to like really tell her family and stuff is because, like, at first with Ken, she didn't know if it was going to really go anywhere, but then it really did. So then it was like, okay, dang. And so Marquez, she was saying that Marquez was not happy with the situation and it was giving like he wanted another chance or something. And Stormi was like, oh, he still want to be with you. And so Trisha's like, I don't think so. But Stormi's like, well, that's kind of what it's giving. And and we already know Marquez, was that his name? Martez, he wasn't happy with Ken and all that. So what we already saw, she was just basically telling those ladies, right? So then Stormi's happy that she moved on with Ken. And Destiny just said, with a divorce, it's between those two people and you don't really know what's going on. So like you can't really speak into it like that. True. But we all speak on what we see on this TV screen, girl. And we still don't know what happened with you and the Chicken Man, Destiny. And I'm going to stay on top of you, Destiny, because I like Destiny. And I want to know what's going on, girl. We are all rooting for you. Anywho, Stormi brings up when Martell came down to the warehouse. That's the other thing she talked to Courtney about. I forgot to mention. So she talked to Courtney about when Martell came to the warehouse and Courtney was not there. And Martell said that, Trisha had been to his house And Stormi felt like, dang, like, I wish he didn't tell me this because now I got to go back and tell her. And I could go my whole life without knowing this. It's just getting messy. So basically, Stormi told Trish and Destiny what happened. Destiny's like, wait, what? Stormi's like, oh, girl, you don't know. So Stormi's like, yeah, Martell said you've been in his house and y'all was acting weird. And so they're replaying, what both Trish and Martell said. Martell said it was 20-something years ago. Trish said it was 4 years ago. All this stuff. So Trish said, well, I acted like I didn't know him because he acted like he didn't know me. So I was like, oh, are we supposed to be doing that? And in the moment when they're saying, oh, so you've been in Martell's house, Trish is like, no, I haven't been to his house. And she's like, if I would have been in his house or if I would have did something with him, I would have said it. Like, I would have been like, yeah, I messed with him. Because Destiny was like, are you sure you didn't do nothing, but you just didn't want to say it? Like, it was that bad? And she's like, no, I would, gladly say I did something. But instead, Destiny's like, but let's clear it up because you didn't, right? So she's like, no, I never been in his house. That's weird. Like, I don't know why he's saying that. And, she's getting a little irritated because Stormi was repeating herself. And Stormi's like, you might want to switch that up because Martell be telling. And I'm like, okay. So in this moment, Trish is saying that she has never been to Martell's house. She's denying that. Martell saying that she has. He said they might have hung out 20-something years ago. She said it might have been 4 years ago. And one scene was saying it was either before or after Zaria, and I thought that was her daughter's name. I thought that girl was older though. I mean, not like super old. I don't know how old that girl is. She's got to be between 9 and 13, though, I thought. See, I'm confused by this timeline. And then in the gym, they're saying something about 4 years ago, and Destiny was like, was it Mel and Martell still together at that time? And so Destiny was like, what's the girl name? Trisha said, no, they weren't. So then I started doing the math in my head. And I was like, okay, 4 years ago was like 2020. I'm trying to remember when I first started watching this show, it had to be 20. Did this show come out in 2018 or 2019? I think that was like 2020 was probably right when Martell and Mel really did break up and really starting to get into the divorce and they really start getting into it. So I don't think they were together in 2020. So then I'm like, okay, Trish is saying all these different things, these timelines, and Martell's saying all these different things in these timelines, right? So then we get down to Ken and Trisha's house. And, Ken just came off the road. He tired. He want to, sit down. So he catches up with Trish and they talk about the conversation she had with her ex-husband. And he, felt some type of way. He felt some type of way towards Ken. They talk about how the daughter, mentioned what the whole Father's Day incident and the daughter saying what Ken did. And Trish was like, oh, I couldn't believe she said that. I was like, girl, why would you say that? But Ken is like, okay, if Marquez would have been doing what he's supposed to do, his daughter would have known. She asked me, I told her what I do. I pick stuff up, drop stuff off in the truck. But if he would be around, like it would be a better situation. Very true. Like we already then went in on Marquez. Like if you were there, sir, you wouldn't have this issue. If you wouldn't have left down to go to Atlanta, you wouldn't have this issue. So she said, they're going to take care of the paperwork. She feels like things got resolved. Some things are up in the air. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, this ain't what we came for. Like, okay, Marquez, you're done. Divorce. What we came for is to talk about this situation with Martell. So Trish brings up the conversation with Stormi and Martell. And she's like, yeah, they said that Martell said I was been in his house before. And she said, I have been to his house before. Because Ken was asking her, like, okay, you been in his house before? And she's like, actually, I have. And he was like, wait a minute, because before you say you weren't, but now you say you were, you have been there. Like, what's going on? And so she was saying, like, honestly, I was waiting for it to come out. I didn't think it was a big deal. Like, we didn't do nothing. She's like, I couldn't really remember. He's like, how you not remember? That's what I said. You would remember if you went to Martell's house. You would remember that. So she said, we're supposed to go to the gym. She's like, I couldn't remember because we were supposed to go work out. And she's like, and I can't remember if she DM'd him or he didn't. They were DMing y'all. And so something about a gym by his house or her house. So she went over there. They're supposed to go to gym. She said they started talking about, divorce, and they both were, going through through things in both of their relationships. She started talking about, him reconciling with Mel or something like that. Martell didn't like that. He said he didn't come for no therapy session. And but I thought that was at his house. We're gonna get into that. Anyway, long story short, he wasn't really feeling it. And I guess they didn't end up working out. And she left. Now, when I first watched the episode, I was like, oh yeah, remember during the pandemic, which is 2020, and Martell was saying he was going down to the gym, but then Mel said he really wasn't. He was going to go see Co-Star, but was he going to go see Trisha as well? No. Before we, finish talking about the rest of the episode, this is my thoughts on it. First of all, anything where it's a bunch of confusion and we got to try to match together timelines and all that is probably not true. It sounds like a bunch of kicked up chaos, dust, and confusion, and a scheme set up by Carlos, King, Todd, and Martell, first of all. Because now, like, it's all over the place. It don't even make sense. It don't make sense. It shouldn't, like, I should be able to watch the show and clearly explain what the hell is going on. And I can't. Now, what I do think happened is, Trish, you messed up. Even though Martell acted like he didn't know you, you should have, like, in that moment, been like, oh no, we know each other, remember? Like, called him out on it. Like, you should have got ahead of the devil or Martell. You should take a page in one of our other own shows. Take a page from one of our other own shows. Ready to Love, the Houston season. Y'all remember David? He talking about getting ahead of the devil. That's what you have to do, Trish. Okay? You don't let nobody put your business out there. You get ahead of it. You put your own business out there. So if you thought Martell was trying to play for the cameras, I don't really know you, but I know you, girl. No, don't let him. You shouldn't even let him get away with it in that moment. Okay? In my opinion. Okay, but you let that moment, it threw you off. Okay, let's say we let her slide, that moment threw her off. I understand that. Maybe I would have got thrown off too, like, what we doing? So then when you had another opportunity to tell Ken if you really knew him or not, you didn't do it. Then in the gym with the girls, you didn't do it. Now, part of me thought, when I rewatched the episode before I did this review, part of me thought, did she lie to the girls in the gym because she had not told Ken and she didn't want on camera to show it to appear that she told the girls before she told Ken? And she basically told the world before she told Ken. So I kind of was like, okay, maybe that was her reasoning for doing that. I don't know. It just don't make sense. I wish she would have been honest about it. Do I think that Martell and Trish, that Trish went to Martell's house and that was pretty much it? That's what happened? Yes, I do. Trish is one of those people that is not good at explaining herself. I don't take her to be a liar though. And I know a lot of people say she lies, she this and that. And maybe she is. I don't know the girl. But some people are not good at like explaining really what happened, or they kind of get flustered explaining themselves. So I get that. Or they can like easily make themselves sound guilty, because I've been in situations like that where people think like, hey, you act like you're guilty of something. Like, I'm not guilty. I just can't I don't know how to explain myself without making myself sound guilty, right? So I understand that. Ken is like, you should have said something, because then he's saying something and then it's gonna catch me off guard. I'm a really nice person, but if I get mad, Ken like one of them people you don't want to get mad either, y'all. So he said, then it's one thing if I already know, then he's trying to say something. I'm like, oh yeah, I already know what's new. But then, I'm like, we cool, and then he's saying something and I don't know, then I'm gonna be upset, because then, of course, then he gonna look stupid. So I totally get what Ken was saying. Like, anything happen, you need to let me know now. And so he was saying Huntsville is small, things get around, because now it's making it look like, y'all had something going on and y'all didn't. And that's exactly what it is. And Martell's making you look like an idiot, Trish. and he's making you look like a pro, and he's making you look like a sneaky link, like Destiny said. Like he's making it look like something was going on. There probably wasn't nothing going on, but that is Martell's goal, is to make everybody look like they a side chick because he loves side chicks and he like the whole concept of it. So he want to make sure everybody else look like they in the same stupid situation he was in, right? That's why I said you had to get ahead of it, Trish. You should have told us what it was from the jump. So she said, honestly, it wasn't that serious. Nothing happened. And so that's why she didn't, say anything before. She didn't think it was a big deal. And now she does wish she would have said something. And she said she made a mistake. And, she's, really private. And Ken, like, he put his hand on his thigh. He was really loving about it, the talk they had. And he's like, I know you're really private, but something like that you want to tell. He was like, everybody has a past. And, this was before me. It's not like so much what y'all did and didn't do. It's just the knowledge of it. She tried to say, I don't have a past. I don't have a past. Girl, you got a past. Even if you was just with Marquez and that was it, girl. You got a pass. Okay, before you got with Ken, there was somebody up in between there. Was it Martell? Anywho, everybody has a past of some sort. It don't mean you had to be with a lot of people just to have a past, right? So he was like, next time you just need to be upfront about stuff like that. And he gave an example like, what if Destiny, you and Destiny cool, chummy, and then she didn't tell you that, she had been to my house. Like, you gonna feel some type of way, right? And so she said she regretted not just saying something from the beginning. Yeah, because now everyone's talking trash about you online. Everyone's saying you lying. Everybody's saying Ken don't need to trust you. You're just making yourself look worse than it already did. Because already people will side on you, Trish, for not getting this divorce. And Ken just still sticking around waiting on you to get to the divorce. And then now you over here playing in Ken's face about whether you and Martell got it popping or not. So girl, just next time just be honest, girl. Just get ahead of the enemy, like I said. Anywho, y'all let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Now when it comes to there was some social media stuff about Maurice. I first heard about the story on It's Rocks channel. Shout out to It's Rocks. I love It's Rocks. Anywho, she was talking about how Maurice, on top of the blogs this week, she said how people were trying to say Maurice, had 2 daughters. And then, like I said, I watched the interview with him today on with Dustin, right? And he mentioned the 2 daughters. So these daughters, but they've never been mentioned on the show. So they're not like side babies and nothing like that. They're older, they're grown. And I believe one might have been like Kiowa's daughters, like stepdaughters, basically, and he still claims them as his own. One was a daughter from another relationship and he claimed the girl, and then the other one I think was Kiowa's daughter, who he claimed, or he probably had a hand in raising, right? So no scandals there, y'all. Anywho, now that trailer, and I was gonna do a separate video for the trailer, but we're gonna talk about it here. That trailer does look good for Love, Marriage Huntsville, but y'all be killing me, Love, Marriage Huntsville, because y'all will put out a good trailer and the episodes don't be giving nothing. So I need these episodes to give what that trailer is giving. We see males taking the girls on a girls trip. Her one friend gonna be there. She gonna annoy me. I'm sorry, that friend of Mel's, that real friend of hers, she gonna annoy me. And her and Tisha gonna get into it. Ms. Mel gonna get into it. Destiny and Mel gonna have a confrontation. Stormi and Mel gonna have a confrontation. So I don't know how this trip gonna go, but it looked interesting. We see Marsau and Martell get into it. I think it was a couple scenes where they about to get into it. And that ending scene where he trying to say something was going on in Vegas and him and Maurice is looking crazy. I was like, oh, what is going on with that? But Martell swear he got some info. And Tisha's like, well, bring out the pictures. Like, at this point, I don't know if Martell really got secrets on Marsau like that. I really don't know, because Martell is a person that's like misery loves company. And I feel like he would have really been exposed that if he really had something. I feel like he would have. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Also, we saw Martell's, Trisha's ex-husband, crying when he had to sign them papers. I said, why is he crying? I was like, I should not laugh at him cry. But I was like, why are you crying, sir? You were the one that ran down to Atlanta, and you didn't want to be there for the girl. So why are you crying? Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought of the trailer and this latest episode. We got to wait 3 weeks to see everything go down. But yeah, we'll be talking about it when it comes up. Like I said, let me know in the comments what else y'all want to talk about to fill these 3 weeks. We only got one more episode of College Hill Celebrity Edition to do, so we gonna have to figure out something, y'all. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to y'all again very soon. Bye.